Hey guys, it's Alex, and what are we talking about today? We're talking about fuel pump voltage boosters. Now, I really don't want to talk about this subject, but there's been so much talk about it on social media, aka fake news. Why do I call it fake news? Is because if it's on social media, Twitter, Facebook, hell, even some of Instagram, 9 times out of 10 it's bullshit. So I've seen a lot of threads and a lot of groups, people saying, hey, do booster pumps or BAPs or boosters, let's call them boosters, fuel pump voltage boosters, do they burn up the stock fuel pump? And people are like, yeah, man, my buddy who has a friend, who has a sister, that has a father, that has a brother, that has a stepdad, had a fuel pump voltage booster in it and it burned up his fuel pump. You're like, what the fuck, Jesus. But that story spreads like wildfire. It's like, boom, oh my God, don't get a BAP, it's gonna burn your shit up. And people in the industry that know better just kind of roll their eyes, and we have to re-educate the public, re-educate. We do a hard job of educating the public of what, expectations, what parts to get, and we develop parts based on experience, not hearsay. So I've been involved in tuning in one way or another, whether it be service writer and then doing the data logging for the tuner and basically outlining a build, collecting the money, blah, 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 or directly calibrating vehicles for over 2 years. Not a long time, but in that short amount of time, you've probably seen me all over the place, and I've gained a little bit of credibility because I'm really not going to bullshit you. So every single time I outlined a build for a Dodge Challenger, a Camaro, or a Mustang, I would tell the person tuning it, hey man, it has a fuel pump voltage booster or a booster. And they go, oh God, thanks for letting me know. So on pump gas, a booster is good when you're, using a positive displacement or supercharging a vehicle. Why? Because the stock fuel pump typically doesn't keep up with the additional boost. So get a BAP booster. You don't necessarily need a complete fuel system for a gasoline-based fuel. So when you want more octane, you can get, C10, non-oxygenated unleaded, or MS109, or Mach 116. Hell, Paul Ferdinando is running 940s with Mach 116, a booster pump, and nitrous. I mean, really, guys, he's doing it, and it's fine. But when you go E85, because it requires, I think, 30% more, and it's just volume and basically cheap race gas, you need a fuel system. So anyway, in the tune, okay, on Coyote Mustangs and GT500, because that's what I do, that's what I know, there are areas where you have to adjust for when someone has a booster in a vehicle. GT500s have a fuel pump voltage table you have to manipulate. Coyotes have a high pump section that you have to manipulate in order to account for the booster that's in the vehicle. Now, the other subject that's been coming up is, can you use it with E85? Can you get away with a booster with E85? I've seen some cases where a pump is pretty damn strong in a Mustang and the boost is low enough that you can get away with E85, a 100 liter an hour ID1000 Deechwork 95 style injector. I personally have Deechwork 95s. They work great, but you can get ID 1000. The new ID 1050X is like a stainless version. People love that too, but that's up to you if your pocketbooks are deep enough, because men have pocketbooks. So I typically don't want to recommend anyone going E85 with a booster only because of this, not because they can't do it, because I can't trust you. I can't trust you not to put a smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller pulley in the car and not tell us. And then all of a sudden blows up because it went lean because you were shoving 14 pounds of boost with the booster on the 85. Okay, if you stuck with a certain amount of boost, 7, 6, and the car made 550 wheel with the 85, throw some timing at it, car would have lived forever, pump would have lived forever, wouldn't have had an issue. But no, we can't trust you because you just say, man, it's like crack. Okay, and we're the dealers. You're like, man, this thing feels good. What if I pull it down? Holy shit, it feels great. What if I pull it down? And then all of a sudden you have a fucking, a window on your fucking, on your block. So you have to be careful as to what you do, and you got to let your tuner know everything that's happening in the vehicle because they have more experience than you at it. So boosters are fine, especially on gasoline-based fuel, and you don't need as big of an injector unless you're running E85. Now, when people are telling me that when people tell you that boosters are bad, well, let's give you an example of a company that uses a booster in an upgrade package and still offers a warranty. Roush. So when you have a, let's stick to S550, 2015 Mustang and up. Roush has a phase 1. What comes in a phase 1? 47 pound injectors, 85 millimeter pulley. Boom. So when you go to phase 2, what do they give you? A booster pump and a smaller pulley. Holy shit. Why don't they give you a fuel system if booster pumps are so bad? And they also say, here's some phase 2 calibration. Why? Because they have to account for the booster pump in the tune and the additional 1.5 pounds of boost. Guys, booster pumps, boosters, BAPs are fine. Fake news would tell you otherwise. You gotta understand, social media 9 times out of 10 is fake news, and we have to defend the fake news all the time in phone calls, emails, because they believe the shit that's told to them on social media. So again, sorry to rant a little bit, but I had to let you guys know about the the fake news, the booster pump, but I'm just trying to bring some knowledge to you guys. If you're going boosted on a gasoline-based vehicle, use Paul Fernando, aka Panda, as an example. An S550 that went 940s with just a booster pump and some nitrous. I mean, obviously he had a lot of other shit done, but the fuel system was basic bitch as hell, and the car rode the hell out and didn't have an issue because he was not on ethanol-based fuel. He was on a regular gasoline-based Mach 116 style fuel. Okay, guys? Just take every time you're on Facebook, take everything you hear with a grain of salt, because 9 times out of 10, shit's fake news. Thanks a lot, guys. Talk to you later.